In this lesson, you will be learning about how to solve systems of equations by using multiplication. Okay, so here are the first steps, so I'm just going to briefly read over them. So first we want to make sure that the equation is in standard form, which is right here in ax plus by equals c form. Okay, then we want to determine which variable we're going to eliminate. So we're going to try and multiply the equation so we can be able to eliminate one of them. Okay, then we're going to substitute the value of the variable back into equation. Okay, then we can do this to get the answer for both equations. Okay, so if we look at the first one, we see that we can't really add or subtract to eliminate. So what I can do here, though, is I can multiply the second one by 2. Okay, so if I do this, I have to multiply everything by 2. So I'm just going to rewrite the first equation over here, not changing this one. But the second one now becomes 6x, because I'm multiplying by 2, minus 2y is equal to 10. Okay, so the reason I did this is to get this 2y right here. Okay, I saw that if I multiplied the second equation by 2, this would become 2 and it would be easy to eliminate. So now if I add these together, I get 8x. 2 plus negative 2 becomes 0, so here's what I eliminated, is equal to 16. Okay, if I divide both sides by 2, I get x is equal, if I divide both sides by 8, I get x is equal to 2. Okay, so now I can choose either equation to plug back in my x is equal to 2. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the first one. Okay, it doesn't matter which one, so 2 times 2, I'm substituting back in, plus 2y is equal to 6. Okay, so now here I have 4 plus 2y is equal to 6. Subtract 4. And 2y is now going to be equal to 2. So y is equal to 1. Okay, so I can write my point as 2, 1. Okay, so this is the point of intersection. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, so think about what would be the easiest one to eliminate. Okay, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and use the first one up here. If I multiply all of this by 4, then I'll get a 4 in front of the x to cancel out. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to multiply the whole first row by 4. So 4x plus 16y is equal to 28. Okay, so I multiplied everything by 4. Remember, whatever you do to one term, you have to do to all terms. Okay, the second equation just stays the same. 4x minus 3y is equal to 9. Okay, so now I have to think about how am I going to eliminate the 4x's. If I add them together, I'll get 8, but if I subtract them, I'll get 0. So I'm going to subtract. So 4 minus 4, this becomes 0. 16 minus negative 3, so that means I need to add them, 19y, and 28 minus 9 is 19. Okay, so if I divide both sides by 19, y is going to be equal to 1. Okay, so now again I can choose any equation to plug back in. Okay, I'm going to use the this first one right here. Okay, it doesn't matter if you use it before it was multiplied either, okay, because it technically is the same equation, just multiplied. So x plus 4 times, instead of y, I'm going to plug in 1 is equal to 7. So x plus 4 is equal to 7. So if I subtract 4 from both sides, I get x is equal to 3. Okay, now I have both terms, so 3, 1. Okay, this is the point of intersection. Okay, so let's just take a look to remember. So what would be the first step when we want to solve using elimination? Okay, so we have add or subtract the equations, multiply. Okay, so we want to first multiply the equations in this case. Okay? Okay, so in this example, we want to think about what variable is easier to eliminate. Okay, so the key word here is variable. So would it be easier to eliminate the x or the y? Here, if we want to eliminate the y, all we have to do is multiply the top row by 4, so the y would be easier to eliminate here. Okay, so try this one on your own. So pause the video and see what you can come up with. Okay, so for this one, there's a couple options you could have done. So here, because they're kind of opposites, if I multiply the first row by 4 and the second row by 3, I'll get x's. I'll get 12x and 12x, which I can eliminate, okay? Or you could have done it the other way, where you multiply the top row by 3 and the bottom row by 4, and then you get 12y for both. Okay, so either one here would be okay. So let me go ahead and do this way. I'm going to multiply across, so I'll get 12x. So even if you did yours a different way, you're going to get the same answer. Plus 16y is equal to negative 4. Okay, the second row multiplying by 12, I get 12x minus 9y is equal to 21. Okay, don't forget to multiply these whole numbers here on the right either. All right, so here if I want to subtract my x's, if I want to eliminate, I need to subtract. So 12x minus 12x, this becomes 0. 16 minus negative 9 becomes 25y. And negative 4 minus 21 becomes negative 25. Okay, so if I divide by 25, here I get y is going to be equal to negative 1. Okay, again, you can use either equation to plug it back into. You can either use the new ones that you made here or the original. Okay, so using this first original, I'm going to use this one right here so you know which one I'm using. Okay, so I have 3x plus 4 times, instead of y, I'm substituting negative 1, is equal to negative 1. So 3x minus 4 is equal to negative 1. And I get 3x is equal to 3, so x is equal to 1. Okay, so my point of intersection was 1, negative 1.